Hollywood is built on illusions, carefully crafted images, PR-controlled relationships, and narratives designed to sell, not to tell the truth. In an industry obsessed with control, some actors have spent years dodging, denying, and deflecting rumors about their sexuality, trapped inside a system that still fears what an openly queer leading man or woman might mean for their brand. Some have spent decades maintaining the illusion, while others eventually broke free, choosing truth over expectation. But whether through silence, carefully worded denials, or perfectly timed relationships, these 20 actors have had to navigate the never-ending whispers, the industry pressures, and the question that never seems to go away. This is Hollywood's greatest open secret, and now it's time to talk about it. Number 1. Jake Gyllenhaal, the shadow of Brokeback Mountain. Hollywood has a way of crafting perfect illusions, and Jake Gyllenhaal has lived inside one for decades. After Brokeback Mountain, a performance so visceral, so heartbreakingly raw, the whispers began. Whispers that never faded. A man who could embody queer longing so effortlessly surely had to be drawing from somewhere deep within, right? The industry watched him closely, waiting for a misstep. But Jake played the game well. He spoke carefully, never denying, never confirming, just letting the rumors hang in the air like a well-crafted script. Tabloids linked him to actresses, the perfect alibis in a world that demands its leading men be untouchably straight. And yet the questions persist. A ghost that follows him through every red carpet, every interview, every carefully staged romance. Number 2. Shemar Moore, the manufactured leading man. Shemar Moore was designed for desire, the sculpted physique, the smoldering eyes, the charm that could melt through camera lenses. He was Hollywood's dream man, effortlessly smooth, perfectly packaged for the masses. But with every photo, every interview, every Bachelor narrative, the questions only grew louder. He laughed them off, posed with models, spoke in rehearsed lines about the right woman one day, yet the industry knew better. The carefully staged romances, the convenient relationships, all part of the machine that polishes men like Moore into unattainable fantasies for adoring female audiences. And yet the truth, the rumors, the quiet hum of speculation has never quite disappeared, leaving behind only questions that no publicist can ever fully erase. Number 3. Tyler Perry, the mogul with the perfect disguise. Hollywood adores an empire, and Tyler Perry built one brick by brick, secret by secret. From homeless playwright to media tycoon, he mastered the art of controlling the narrative, of scripting not just his films, but his entire life. His empire is built on faith, family, and the powerful image of a self-made man, one who fits the mold of respectability, of traditional masculinity, of the straight black mogul the industry demands. And yet, the whispers never stop. The rumors, the speculation, the side glances in elite circles, they exist in a world Perry never publicly acknowledges. Relationships, a ghost town, a son but no clear partner. Every time the press dares to prod, he smirks, shrugs, moves the conversation elsewhere. He plays the long game, and he plays it well, because in Hollywood, perception is power, and Tyler Perry understands that better than anyone. Number 4. John Travolta, the man who can't escape his own reflection. John Travolta is a man forever running from his own shadow. From Grease to Saturday Night Fever, he was sculpted into Hollywood's golden boy, the dancing dreamboat, the effortlessly charming leading man. Women wanted him, men wanted to be him, and yet something never quite fit. The stories started decades ago. Allegations, whispers, strange encounters, NDAs, a trail of secrets following him through every stage of his career. Time and time again, they surface. Time and time again, they are brushed aside, buried beneath carefully staged marriages, industry alliances, and damage control so finely tuned it's almost an art form. His denials are absolute. His performances, immaculate. But Hollywood knows how to keep its secrets until it no longer needs them. And Travolta? He's still dancing, still dodging, still desperately holding onto a script that no longer quite works. Number 5. Tom Cruise. The untouchable Hollywood construct. Tom Cruise isn't just an actor, he's a billion-dollar brand, meticulously crafted, endlessly maintained, and fiercely protected. Every smile, every interview, every public appearance is a performance within a performance, polished to perfection. He is the ultimate leading man, the adrenaline-fueled action star, the ageless Hollywood icon who defies time, gravity, and most of all, questions about his personal life. The rumors have followed him for decades. The arranged marriages, the carefully curated relationships, the eerie loyalty to a certain controversial organization that promises secrecy and protection. It's all part of a fortress built around him, impenetrable and absolute. Lawsuits have been threatened, careers have been crushed, and still, the whispers persist. Because in Hollywood, some questions never go away, no matter how many blockbuster franchises you lead. Number 6. Hugh Jackman, the gentleman who won't engage. Hugh Jackman is a perfect gentleman, a family man, a showman with an easy charm that never falters. He sings, he dances, he plays Wolverine with feral intensity, then turns around and hosts award shows with Broadway-level charisma. He is Hollywood's most likable star, safe, non-threatening, scandal-free, and yet the rumors are relentless. For years, whispers of carefully controlled PR marriages, of long-term partnerships behind closed doors, have followed him. Every time the press asks, he laughs. A smooth, practiced chuckle, followed by a casual dismissal, a joke, a change of topic. He never gets angry, never fights back. He simply lets it slide, knowing that in an industry fueled by illusion, sometimes silence is the strongest defense of all. Number 7. George Clooney, the eternal bachelor who settled too late. George Clooney was Hollywood's most eligible bachelor for decades, the charming, effortlessly suave leading man who somehow never quite seemed to need a wife. Sure, there were girlfriends, beautiful, accomplished, perfect for the cameras, but they never lasted. The relationships felt like carefully timed movie premieres, red carpet ready but fleeting. The rumors followed him, lingering just beneath the surface, whispered in the corridors of power where deals were made and secrets were kept. Then suddenly, marriage, an abrupt shift in narrative, as if the script had been rewritten overnight. Amal Clooney, brilliant, beautiful, the ideal partner, arrived like a PR miracle. And yet, for some, the story still doesn't quite add up. A lifetime of bachelorhood, of speculation, of perfect dodges and knowing smiles. It doesn't disappear with a wedding ring. It just gets harder to question. Number 8. Vin Diesel, the action star who plays it too safe. Vin Diesel built his brand on raw masculinity, the deep voice, the muscle-bound frame, the high-octane, no-nonsense energy of a man who should be a tabloid staple of wild romances and scandalous affairs. And yet, strangely, he isn't. There are no public meltdowns, no messy divorces, no dramatic entanglements, just an eerie, calculated silence when it comes to his love life. The rumors have swirled for years, the absence of real public relationships, the vague, evasive answers whenever the subject comes up, the insistence that his private life is nobody's business. He doesn't engage, doesn't entertain, doesn't play the Hollywood game of fake romances and staged appearances. Instead, he lets the mystery build, lets the speculation hang in the air like the smoke from a high-speed car chase. Because in an industry where image is everything, sometimes the best way to control the narrative is to say nothing at all. Number 9. Will Smith, the charismatic superstar with too many secrets. Will Smith has spent decades as Hollywood's golden boy, a box office king with a magnetic smile, an action hero who could also rap, joke, and charm his way through any situation. He was the perfect leading man, likable, accessible, scandal-free. But then, the cracks started to show. For years, the whispers followed him. Open marriages, secret relationships, industry murmurs of something carefully curated beneath the surface. His friendship with Dwayne Martin, scrutinized. His marriage to Jada Pinkett Smith, a relationship so unconventional, so full of carefully worded deflections that it only fueled more speculation. And then, in a twist only Hollywood could script, Jada herself confirmed what many had suspected. Their marriage was never quite what it seemed. Still, Will dodges. He jokes, he laughs, he plays the game. Because in Hollywood, the truth is often just another storyline waiting to be rewritten. Number 10. Jodie Foster, the woman who spoke without speaking. Jodie Foster never needed to say the words. Her silence was always louder than any public declaration. For decades, she danced around the truth with a grace that only a woman raised by Hollywood could master. The industry knew. The public suspected. The rumors were never whispers, but rather a quiet understanding that stretched across red carpets and award shows, unspoken yet undeniable. She dated men for the cameras, played the part of the reclusive actress, but never quite fit the role Hollywood wanted her to play. Then came her 2013 Golden Globe speech. Cryptic, emotional, carefully worded. Not quite a coming out, not quite a denial. It was the kind of calculated move that only a seasoned industry player could pull off. One last performance in a career built on navigating the impossible. And just like that, Jodie Foster was finally free. Number 11. Anderson Cooper, the silver fox who kept the truth on a leash. Anderson Cooper spent years curating the perfect image. The intelligent, sharp-witted journalist with piercing blue eyes and an air of untouchable sophistication. He was born into privilege, a Vanderbilt by blood, but his success was his own. He traveled war zones, grilled politicians, and became one of the most respected news anchors in America. Yet, for the longest time, his personal life remained a mystery, an open secret whispered in media circles but never acknowledged outright. He deflected, laughed off questions, and kept his relationships locked away from public scrutiny. It wasn't fear, it was control. In an industry where perception is currency, Anderson knew better than to let someone else write his narrative. When he finally did come out in 2012, it wasn't with fanfare or dramatics. It was with the same careful precision that had defined his career, a quiet confirmation of something everyone already knew. Number 12. Kevin Spacey, a longtime game of smoke and mirrors. For years, Kevin Spacey mastered the art of deflection, spinning intrigue like a carefully woven screenplay. His talent was undeniable, his performances dripping with a dark, magnetic allure. Yet something about him never quite fit Hollywood's neatly packaged mold. He lived in the shadows, wrapped in mystery, dodging every direct question about his personal life with a smirk and a vague, rehearsed response. The industry whispered, but Spacey kept his secrets sealed behind calculated charm and power. Then, in 2017, his carefully guarded empire came crashing down. His coming out, forced, desperate, an afterthought in a scandal, was not a triumphant declaration, but a deflection, an attempt to bury one truth beneath another. In the end, the rumors were right. They always had been. Number 13. Queen Latifah, the untouchable. Enigma Hollywood loves a mystery, and Queen Latifah has played hers to perfection. For decades, she has ruled with undeniable talent, charisma, and a carefully curated silence. She never needed to say anything. Her presence, her confidence, her sheer refusal to entertain speculation spoke louder than any confession ever could. The industry watched, waiting for her to slip. The tabloids hinted, the rumors swirled, Yet Latifah never flinched. She never played into their game, never allowed herself to be boxed in by a label, never bent under pressure. Relationships? Private? Questions? Deflected. She built her empire in a world that loves to devour its own, keeping her truth under lock and key while letting the world wonder. And so the whispers continue, lingering just beyond the velvet curtain, never quite loud enough to break through. Number 14. Ricky Martin, the Latin heartthrob who lied to himself. First, Ricky Martin was the perfect illusion. Bronze skin, smoldering eyes, and a magnetism so potent it made millions scream his name. He wasn't just a singer, he was an international phenomenon, a symbol of passion, seduction, and unfiltered machismo. The industry loved him, the world worshipped him, and the fantasy was complete. But the fantasy was a lie. For years he denied, deflected, dodged every question. He had relationships with men, but the world wasn't ready to hear the truth. More importantly, he wasn't ready to admit it to himself. The pressure, the fear, the need to protect his career, it kept him silent. Then, in 2010, he shattered the illusion. I am a fortunate homosexual man. A declaration, simple yet profound, a truth he had spent decades running from. And just like that, Ricky Martin was free, no longer trapped inside the image the world had forced upon him. Number 15. Matt Bomer, the blue-eyed fantasy that Hollywood wanted to control. Matt Bomer was too perfect for Hollywood to ruin. Impossibly handsome, classically trained, with a voice as smooth as his porcelain skin. He was tailor-made for stardom, a man who could effortlessly transition from TV to film to Broadway, all while maintaining the illusion that the industry wanted him to sell. But Hollywood doesn't like its leading men to be gay. So, for years, Bomer played the game, dodging questions, keeping his private life locked away behind velvet curtains. His roles were carefully chosen, his interviews meticulously crafted, never denying, but never confirming either. Then, in 2012, he broke the silence. A quiet thank you to his husband and children during an awards speech. Subtle, elegant, and entirely on his terms. The industry held its breath, waiting for the fallout. But there was none. Bomer was too talented, too beloved, too stunning for Hollywood to throw away. And so, for once, the truth didn't destroy a career. It only made him stronger. For some, the rumors never mattered. They lived their truth in silence, letting the speculation swirl without giving it air. For others, the pressure became too much, and the truth, after years of running, finally came out. Hollywood loves to pretend it's evolved, that sexuality no longer determines success. But the carefully controlled narratives, the PR-crafted relationships, and the whispers in industry corridors tell a different story. While progress has been made, the fear remains. The fear that a leading man can't be openly gay, that a sex symbol can't step outside of the mold, that the world isn't ready for the truth. But here's the thing. The world is ready. And no amount of denial, deflection, or decades-old Hollywood playbooks can stop the inevitable. The truth will always come out, eventually. If you want more deep dives into Hollywood's hidden stories, subscribe to Rainbow Spotlight. The next secret is just waiting to be uncovered.